Hello, Sonny 2. I'm playing it through a Newgrounds player because Flash Game Archive, which someone suggested, does not have Sonny 2 in its RPG category. And there's this one problem. It seems that only the demo is available on non-Armor Games sites. Now, Armor Games is where Sonny comes from. But when you visit the site, it says, "Oh, we're sorry, our player that we're using to emulate Flash Player does not run Sonny 2." Well, why not just use the Newgrounds player if they have it running, or just release the full version? Because when I tried to make a new game, this class is only available in Armor Games, and there's more messages. Some people are saying, "Oh, this locks after Act 2 or something," which would be a real shame if it did. But anyway. I just hope they get it fixed because it's annoying. It's like, oh, it could work, but it won't because we don't want it to. It's like, okay. And another reason to not visit your site anymore. So you have psychological, which is mostly about picking one stat, maybe 1.5. Then biological, which is similar. And hydraulic, which is like, I never played it too much, but it's basically what I think psychological should have been. Currently, psychological is buffs, debuffs, and massive damage. Biological is self-buffs, debuffs on individual targets, and even massiver damage. And then this is... You're just trying to manipulate things and slow everyone down or speed everyone up and boost health or decrease health or make someone immune to damage or whatever. It's weird. Maybe it would have been the most interesting class to play, but I cannot play it, and Armor Games really doesn't want anyone to play Sonic 2 in its full version, so... Psychological it is. Heroic, yeah, sure. Now, the music is loud, but the voice acting is not. So you'll have to deal with not being able to hear me. Maybe much of the time. I don't know what I'll do with it yet. 1 month ago, Sonny wakes up on the ship. He remembers nothing. The blind man gives him a tape. Then the blind man dies. This is a flashback from Sonny 1.
I may be blind, but there's no mistaking that smell. Can you take him out?
Yes, I suppose I can. I don't feel too well.
It'll wear off eventually. You need to focus. Notice...
He doesn't look too happy.
He's enraged. You'll have to defend yourself. Get ready.
You can use this, but he takes extra damage, so... And he missed.
It's a tape. Maybe it can help you.
Hey, you okay, Sonny?
Never felt better. You know, it's been a month since we were on the ship, and I still don't know what's on this tape.
It's probably nothing more than a mixtape of his favorite songs, am I right?
No, he said it was important. There has to be a place around here somewhere with people.
And something to play the tape with.
Right. Let's get moving soon.
We got company. Oh, my face!
Got your tape, pretty boy.
No. The tape! More hostiles! You've made a big mistake by breaking in here.
Sorry about the gate. I couldn't find the doorbell.
Alright. That's the tutorial done. Sonny 2 is an RPG strategy game. Your objective is to defeat the enemies that reach the end of the zone. To fight the next enemy, press the red spinning button, but before you do that, I suggest you assign your abilities. Game says you have 5, you have 90, oh wait, yeah, you have 5, but you now have extra 19. Remember to respec. Wow, this is really low res. It got polished for the final, that's a shame. But I do show this in my review, so maybe I'll need a bit of a quiet to... So, this is psychological. It's mostly based off of instinct. Vitality is just for survivability, it doesn't scale with much else. And the base 2 skills you have is Dark Infusion, which basically hits something with a debuff, which keeps restoring focus but doing damage, which is very handy. Veridux needs to attack to get his focus back, so if you do this on him twice or thrice, he gets enough focus every turn to just spam heal. But you don't always want him to spam heal. Now, Corruption, it does a lot of damage, but it's also somewhat expensive, and it heals you and removes, or attempts to remove, debuffs that you put. So you Infusion or any other debuff that you have, and then you can Corruption. Now what I usually do is I get Free Will, because Free Will is insane. So let's do this. Put about 13 points in there. Maxing out Free Will is rather important. And Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy is absolutely crazy because it's the best spell you have, combined with Free Will. It hits a target for a lot of your instinct, and it gets even higher with next levels, and it attempts to dispel buffs. And there's many enemies in the prison that have buffs, so...
The prisoners are escaping! We need more men!
So as you can see, my health has gone up by, what, 170? Very good. Okay, that's a buff, so... Veridux dispelled it first. Now, what happens in most of the fights is, well, what you got to see, though they do get more elaborate. But there's another element to the fights. It's not just about... It's not just about fighting, it's also that every fight has a chance... Not every, okay. Most of the fights have a chance to drop a unique piece of gear. Okay, don't need that. Put this. There's some notable enemies in each zone which can drop a specific, very desired item. Now, once you get to that enemy in the story mode, you can encounter them in a training fight. But if you're playing on the difficulty that I am playing on, Heroic, you cannot repeat fights, so save loading is the only way to get those items. And they have really good stats.
These guys are trying to escape.
Hey you! Did you just see a zombie chick run through here? Help us and we'll help you.
Don't listen to him, Andy. It's a trick. They're trying to play us for fools. You saw what they did to Frank.
Look, we just want to know if...
Back off, Mary Poppins.
You asked for it.
And Free Will, which I didn't put on the wheel, dispels debuffs and heals you every turn. There's other ways to gain focus. Now, one important thing about psychological is that Dark Infusion is your base move for restoring focus. That means you have to take damage to restore focus until you get Electrical Storm. As for the other classes, they have much easier ways of getting focus. Focus is your energy. For biological, it's a basic strike. You have 100 focus. The strike for biological restores 50. So 2 hits and you can use the special move. For hydraulic, the special move costs 35 and your basic attack causes you to restore 12 focus, so it's like electric storm. And the other part is you can only equip something a certain amount of times, which is basically how you deal with cooldowns. Some abilities have a cooldown where if you put it 3 times, it has a cooldown of 3, so you'll be able to use it constantly. Others have a much higher cooldown, like say Implosion, 5 turns, and you can put it only once. And, So there is strategizing. And here's another part. It's covered by bike tracks, so there's some sort of realism, as I say in the review, where the maker, Kryn, paid attention. It's like, oh, that cinematic happened, so this is now covered by bike tracks. When you do encounter the zone's boss, and you get one of her weapons when you beat her, it's gonna say the rest of the blade is still stuck in. So Verdux is a zombie, and he has a blade of a knife in his head still. It's never removed, by the way.
But they're here for us, Johnny! I told you they'd come! I told you!
That guy has a heal. Let's see if he uses it. Fine. Because you won't get to see all of the abilities, but the convicts have varying abilities. They have block, they have biological skills, that one has cannibalism, and, you know. And the middle one had the... I don't think it was heal, I think it was heroic motivation, which is a skill from Sonny 1. Okay. Let's put a point into voltage. Five instinct versus... Nah, that's worse. But you can buy in here. Helmet is okay. Voltage cage is also nice. You lose 1 health, but you get free instinct. But there's an upcoming fight with... I think right now it's the Twisted Experiment, and 2 fights after it's the Warden.
What fine specimens. But you do not belong here. Guards, escort these gentlemen to the exit.
Now you do want to dispose of the doctor as fast as possible.
There's something fishy about this place, and it's not just the smell.
It has functional nostrils, too. Fascinating.
And I think the voice actors did a really good job. Now, I won't spoil how many there are. Shite. Dang it. Okay, let's do it like that. No. Now, who takes a turn when depends on speed. And also on which side is currently on the go, but If you have lower speed than Veridux, he will always go first, so it might be good in some scenarios. There's some debuffs which stun, and Veridux has a chance of curing them with his heal, so if you build your character to do a lot of damage, it's probably good to have low speed, so that Veridux can get the stun off of you, so you always take a turn. Sometimes, however, sometimes, speed also, I think, affects to some degree the chance of being hit. So, if you get a lot of speed, Veridux will go after you, but the chances you will get hit, and by that extent stunned, are significantly lower. The biological class has a skill which increases its speed by up to 400%. So you can, and there's skills that scale off of speed, so you can really go Sonic or Sonic-like. So the sleeves are missing, but that's fine.
Oh, the horrors. I can't take it anymore. Please, let me taste your blood water.
Okay, this guy uses the Shadow Meld or Shadow Blend. Ah, no, no infection. Now, Envenom stacks, so you shouldn't, you know, play around too much. Okay, get... If he withdraws on me, I'm dead. Up, right. This can never miss. That's why it's also such a good spell. Skill. He is going to withdraw. Oh, 6. Ah shit, I cannot dispel it. Fucking hell. Now, the Twisted Experiment drops one piece of gear, which is very desirable. And I'm dead. Oh. Now I am dead. Oh, I'm not. Well, I probably am. Drops one piece, which is desirable. And it's the blade. The blade gives 5 strength and 15 physical and 15 poison piercing. Okay. I should have bought the helmet. I greeted it there. Level 4, yeah, okay. Instinct Vitality. This is a good sidearm because it gives 5 instinct, and I'm too poor to buy it. Okay. Now, if I do get the persecution off of the Warden, that would be great, but I don't know if I can bet on it. Instinct Vitality. There. So, I should have like 170 health more. Much more than that. Nice. Let's go about it a different way this time. And this is not the only soundtrack in the game, there's more of them. He should be using Shadow Blend soon. There we go. Didn't find anything. Now, Tenacity is pretty good. Salvation and Destruction are interesting. Retrograde is very good. Psychopath is fine, but Shock Coma is, combined with Traumatize, the two best abilities right after Shock Therapy and Free Will. This is a stun which heals and restores focus and can be used on anyone, including enemies. And there's this one neat skill, Retrograde, which switches healing with damage. So can you see where that's going? Now, Retrograde lasts... Is it one turn? Yes. So there's a combo, because there's Implosion, which amplifies heals 4 times, damage over time only once. So you use Shock Coma, which scales off of maximum health. Oh yeah, Retrograde is 2 turns because... Okay, whatever. So you do Shock Coma, then you do Retrograde, and then you do Implosion, which is 1 turn only. And you do... what? 48% of target's maximum health as damage? But... yeah. 48%. And it's the strategy to deal with Time Bomb, which is a boss in a secret zone. Charged Blood is very useful. Oh yeah, and Wraith. Wraith is really good. Okay, so next up is either ZPCI Elite or Warden. I think it's Warden first.
There is no escape from my prison. I will crush you.
Fuck. I maybe will have to... Actually, I don't. I have 1 point left. He hits really hard. Damn it. I can't win. I cannot win. So yes, I do have to pick Traumatize, because otherwise he's too powerful. So, Traumatize... Oh wait, no. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. So Traumatize stuns somebody for 2 turns. That somebody takes less damage, but loses focus. And some skills, when you level them up, you can put them on the wheel more times. So Traumatize on rank 1 is 1 use, or 1 presence on the wheel. Traumatize rank 2 is, as you can see, more times. In here that means just 2 times. Corruption, I could put Corruption away and put High Voltage on. For Psychological, you can use many of the damaging skills on allies because they have buffs. No other class can do that. Biological can use Enrage, but that's not a damaging skill. And Hydraulic is weird, but it doesn't damage allies to give them buffs, from what I remember.
There is no escape.
Oh, I did it in the wrong order. Damn it.
Knock you silly.
I'm getting a phone call. Now, sorry for that, but one thing that happens only on this difficulty is the timer. On any other, you don't get it. You have as much time as you want. So... now, somebody will die 2 turns from now on. And I know that because... come on, use it. There we go. Undispellable kills the target next turn. Ah, he didn't drop the weapon. He can drop Persecution, which gives 12 strength, 7 vitality, 5 speed, and something like 7 instinct. It's a really good weapon. Really good. Even the other pieces are very good, and it's a good target to farm if you wanna farm. Let's give Roald some better gear. So I didn't get the weapon, so... up there is still the chance that I do get from the ZPCI Elite the weapon.
Wake up, Frankie. The guests are here. Wake up and make Daddy proud.
This prison is one hell of a freak show.
This is the Frank. Now in here, you want to keep the Doctor alive, because he applies a buff that makes Frank take 2 times the damage. You can also eat enemy buffs, or try to. Holy shit! 400? Okay, I should have traumatized, but I don't recall him doing that much damage. I think it was changed for the final release.
Wake up.
Wait, is it the doctor who's... It is! Little shit. Okay, the way I always used to do it was I killed the doctor anyway. I just wanted to this time be entertaining, but no. Another thing is that there's this skill, it's called Impair. It uses health. You need to use health to use it. It increases damage somebody takes. Now, it uses a percentage of your max health, so Frank is really killing himself. But there's one character which uses focus to use Impair. And it sort of ties into the lore about the character. Now, I may die here. Oh, nope. And yeah, this was the Frank that the duo was missing earlier. You saw what they did to Frank. Yeah. Model 44 developed a new Alcatraz. No, it is Alcatraz. Oh, okay. Ability points. Rafe is very good, but... I'm gonna max Traumatize. It's really good. Instinct sleeves? Yes. That's the set. See, some items make sets and... You know. Okay, so... Coming up... ZBCI Elite. The thing that I picked my name in many games and whatever after, so...
That uniform. Not these guys again.
It's like they're everywhere. Ah, the meddlers. I'm sure I'll be rewarded handsomely for bringing back your heads and thwarting your disturbance of our operation here.
Oof. That's a bad one. No. These guys really are a handful to deal with. Now, Roald is gonna have to take a few infusions. Okay, so now he's gonna get mad. 400%. Is it gonna be shrapnel next? I think so? No, okay. The red one can cause a damage over time debuff for physical, and it's very dangerous. It's called Severed Artery. Or damaged artery, and there it is. There's that can stun you for 2 rounds. It's very dangerous. There's that again. My free will is starting to shield for some nice amounts. There we go. Now this isn't over yet because da-da-da-da-da-da. Auxiliary power. Thankfully it's dispellable. Here it is. Ah, didn't get the rifle, damn it. It gives 14 instinct, it's such a good weapon for a really long while. I won't save load, but, you know, it is really good. And it's also set so that you can equip it, but you can't equip the rest of the set until next zone. So, what else? So I didn't get the weapon, buying the EMD blade then. That's a secondary. Some weapons are just the primary, some are... Oh yeah, what am I doing? I should have equipped the guard baton, because it gives vitality. Oh, whatever. Some are just single hand, or one hand weapons, some are two-handers, so paying attention to that helps as well. Anything I want to speed, instinct, strength, vitality, instinct, vitality. No.
Hand over my tape.
Ha! Your tape? What makes you think it belongs to you?
What do you want with it? What's on it?
It's the key to... Utopia.
Utopia? What are you talking about? Oh, I've had enough of this. You're going down.
Don't start what you can't finish, boys.
And that's the turn she would apply serious business to herself. Dealing 50% more, receiving 50% less. Here we go. And the boss also switches skill sets it uses every stage. There. Knifed again. Knife in the face. So once you get through the first 50% of health or so, she stops using black metal. That was her attempt to stun. There is a silence. Veridux can also cure these status effects, if he is lucky.
You're not getting that tape.
Another switch. Starting to hurt a little. There, see, he managed to cure the stun.
Give me the tape. This is getting old.
You want it that bad, huh? Well, catch it if you can.
And you get the curved blade. Felicity's knife. Keep it away from Veridux.
My face again!
Tape!
See you later, handsome.
The tape fits. Maybe this will give us some answers.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Damn it! This doesn't help us at all.
Well, that biker chick said something about a key.
Look at this. This must be where she was headed. Let's go there and find her.
Maybe she's just really into that song.
Buckle up, matey. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
And that's the end of the first part. And because I managed to beat the first zone without respecking, that was the achievement that respecking, without doing a training fight, that was the achievement, the tape. If you get that achievement... no, not the tape. Felicity. There's another achievement. If you beat Felicity without using a training fight a single time, you unlock this. If you beat Oberoso, you unlock this. If you beat the train, Labyrinth, and Dystopia, you unlock that. And I managed to do it. Okay, so that's the end of the first part, and I'll see you in the next one if you decide to watch.